They play that gas.
Yeah. I move like this, I'll never be regular. I got the motion, the routes, and the schedule. What I've been through, you can never be ready for. Talking about juice, I'm just Pac with the metaphor. Look in the mirror, I'm looking at me. The price of life cheap, I ain't paying a fee. Nigga, no digital, paying for reach. Long as I'm free, I'll be straight as a crease. I move like this, I'll never be regular. I got the motion, the routes, and the schedule. What I've been through, you can never be ready for. Talking about juice, I'm just Pac with the metaphor. Look in the mirror, I'm looking at me. The price of life cheap, I ain't paying a fee. Nigga, no digital, paying for reach. Long as I'm free, I'll be straight as a crease. Been through some shit, so I really don't talk about no regular gossip at all. And the vibe is just effortless, come with some benefits.
Remember who you are. Oh, remember who you are. What's up, family? It's a pleasure to be back, man. It's Real Talk TV, Season 1, Episode 7. Remember who you are. Part 2. Yep, we had a couple people ask for a part 2. Hey man, I'm a man of the people at the end of the day. I am of service, so we're gonna do a part 2, just like that. So if you haven't seen the first part, Remember Who You Are, Season 1, it's Episode 4. You can watch it on YouTube. I would say you should probably watch it before you watch this episode if you haven't seen it, because I'm not really gonna go backwards. We're just gonna keep building on the previous episodes. So yeah, man, I'm happy to be here, happy to be alive. I'm grateful, I'm blessed, and I hope you all are doing well, and we're gonna rock and roll. So this episode is gonna be probably in it's cut into 3 parts. So the first part, we will be talking about the beginning, and then the second part, we're gonna be talking about pop culture, and then the third part, we're gonna just kind of give you a map of scholars that you can follow and research. All right, so let's get to it. So in the beginning, this is all science. This is what all science, the scientists agree to. They say that about 200,000 years ago, the very first woman on this planet was mitochondrial Eve, a black woman, they say, in East Africa. Okay? So the very first woman, when we're talking about when you think about family trees, you have the matriarch side, you have the patriarch side. When we talk about the matriarchal lineage of the world, we are talking about a black woman 200,000 years ago in East Africa. That's completely science. That's DNA sequence. That's the fact that the black woman is the only being that can birth any race. Only the black woman. The Eve gene. You don't have to take my word for it. It is very researchable, easy. Is that a word? I don't know. But you can look it up in Google right now. So we talk about sources and things, but there's articles and articles and articles and articles. The mother of all humankind is mitochondrial Eve, a black woman out of East Africa. And if you need to, know the timeline of the earth and human beings and Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, you can go back and reference Season 1, Episode 4, Remember Who You Are, Part 1, because I kind of detailed that. And that's science, man. That's science. Yeah, y'all kind of see the clipboard right here. Listen, I'm reading my notes more carefully. I made a couple mistakes last episode trying to remember everything. So yeah, it's all love though. It's all love. So that was quick and easy. That's the beginning. We are the beginning. Black people are the beginning. It's science. Don't fight me, man. Fight the DNA sequence. Y'all like my shirt? This shirt real raw. I can do all things through my ancestors who strengthen me. I really feel that with everything I got. Real talk. Part 2, we're going to talk about pop culture. We're going to talk about pop culture, class. This feels really educational classroom style today. I don't know why, but I feel like real teachery. That's definitely not a word, but we lit. We lit. Part 2, pop culture. So I consume a lot of content, and this is, I read a lot, I watch a lot of TV, I make a lot of connections. And one thing about, you know, the dominant society, you know, the white race, the white demographic. They are a people that don't really hide things. They put all the information right in our face if we look at it. So Castlevania is an animated series on Netflix. It's super dope. If you like that kind of thing, you know, Dracula, fighting, gore, like, it's dope. It's really dope. Now this animated series was created by a British white man. So the white man's the creator, you know what I'm saying? And the timeline is based in the 1400s, 1500s, and basically Rome, you know, Italy, Europe. So we're gonna play this clip right here for you real quick.
You know what bothers me so much?
No, it's just another lovely day in Shit Town.
Now, check this. In season 1, episode 4, I kind of mentioned the Moors quickly, and I talked about how they went to Europe and civilized the people. So in that clip that you just saw, what they basically was depicting was somebody throwing their waist movement, their bowel movement out the window. And you hear it and, you know, you see it in the subtitles. I love subtitles. Some people hate them. I'm a subtitles guy, 1,000,000%. But he says it. So this is a white show depicting white history created by a white man that's telling you that was their plumbing sewage system. Before the Moors came, the Moors are African people, came to Europe and civilized these people. So you want to know who the first people, you know, on this, you know, all the data lines up if you just pay attention. The same Moors that I was just talking about in episode 4, I said they went to Europe and they civilized the Europeans. They showed them how to be human, how to be civil. Why did they know? Because they were first. And as you can see in a white created, white animated series on Netflix, they just showed it to you right in your face. I got receipts. I got the receipts, man. Episode 5. Yeah, so that's one depiction, and now we're gonna go into another depiction in pop cultures. We're gonna talk about the also new animated series on Netflix. It's called Yasuke. Now, Yasuke is a story that follows the first African samurai in Japan. Okay? So, and this is a, you know, fiction animated series. It's also beautiful. A lot of fighting, a lot of gore, magic. Beautiful series, man. And basically, like, it's like true, but it's fictionalized. Like, that's a true story, but, you know, they add the embellishments to sell, you know. Realistic fiction is what I call that type of genre, but I kind of feel like I made that up. But it should catch on. It's realistic fiction because it's like real. But anyways, so this was in about 1575 in Japan. And what I want to highlight with Yasuke, okay, so Yasuke is the first African in Japan. Play the clip. I'm gonna just play the clip first.
Why is he not clean?
It is not dirt. It is the color of his skin, my lord.
Did you ink your skin black?
No, I was born with black skin.
You are born with a black skin?
Yes.
Interesting.
What is your name?
Eusebio Ibrahimo Balor. Eusebio Ibrahimo Balor.
I apologize for his rudeness. The Yao people have a strong cultural identity. Yao. How about Yasuke?
I like him.
Okay, so y'all saw that clip. It shows how the Japanese receive Yasuke. You know, the Japanese, you know, is a yellow people, right? And they see this black man for the first time, and they don't even think his skin is real. Now, Pete, game. Yasuke is not concerned about the yellow skin at all. It doesn't bother him. He doesn't even think about it. It's not processed because he is the one. The black man, the African, is the one. He's not the two. So when they see him, they're in awe, like they're trying to wash this man's skin off. They are in all like, bro, your skin dirty. Like, no, I'm black. And the beautiful thing, you know, and you can look this all up again, because the Yasuke story is a real story. They say he was 6 feet tall. So he was taller than everybody they ever seen. They said he had the strength of 10 men, so he was obviously the greatest specimen they ever seen. You know, and he battled in wars and stuff, and won wars, fought for the lords in Japan. That's Yasuke's story. The first African samurai in Japan. So this the first African samurai they ever seen. He's taller than all of them. He's stronger than all of them. And if you saw in the clip what I did with the language, look how advanced he is. He said his name, and the yellow people were so confused they had to give him a nickname because they did not have the facility to pronounce his name. Who was first? It's not even a question. These people put these things in your face. Now, this series was created by a black man out of the Bronx. His name is LaShawn Thomas. Yes. And this is all Time magazine. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a real story. The first black man these Japanese saw was the strongest by far, the tallest by far, the smartest by far, as you can see through language. Language is basically intelligence, man. How you mean we not the first? They can't even say his name. Hey, that Japanese man was like, oh, what? And you know, he's from the Yao. It's like, oh, okay, call him Yasuke. Like, that's not his name. On some Toby Kunta Kinte joint, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So it's pop culture. Pop culture also says, yes, we were first. They agree to it. They without agreeing, but we the ones who like trying to fight it. But these scholars that I'm about to mention are people that you can research that will help you really dive into yourself as a people, the history of who we are. And once your perspective changes and you elevate your consciousness, your life will start to change. These are some beautiful ancestors that I'm about to name. You know, we're going to talk about Asada. She's still alive, but for the most part, these are people who've kind of crossed over already out of the physical realm, but their work lives on forever. And we got to start with my number one of all time, El Hajj Malik, El Shabazz. You know, better known to the people as Malcolm X. I mean, I don't even know to me, he is the greatest orator of all time. There's nobody with a voice, the sound, and the articulation of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, to me, in my opinion. He's everything to me, man. And if you just look up his videos one day, like, I mean, he got his speeches on Spotify. Like, you ain't even got to go far, man. Like, just listen to a speech or two. You know, look up a clip on YouTube. That's somebody that can really, really put some self-pride in you, because your mindset starts everything. Once you change your mindset, then watch how life changes. I ain't even gonna talk about it too in depth. We move on to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, one of the most beautiful educators of all time. Once again, I mean, this lady, she's brilliant, and she dedicated decades and decades of research in a particular science. So sometimes, you know, when people challenge me about sources and that thing, I can get irritable. It's because I know things that you don't know. I know this lady studied for 30 plus years in this particular science, the Crest theory. You can look that in Google right now. Her book that you know should read is the ISIS Papers. Just one book. Read one book. That's 90% of her. She poured her everything into this. You know what I'm saying? She got decades of study. She's a clinical physician doctor. She's a brilliant, genius woman. And they don't teach you about her in public education. It's a reason for that. But if you learn about her, watch how your life changes. We go to Harriet Tubman. GOAT status. You know, and she's kind of quote unquote popular, you know, person that they kind of let us learn about. But there's a lot of things about Harriet you don't know. Like, Harriet was really a spy infiltrator. Like, you look at the James Bond movie and the Mission Impossible, like, that was Harriet Tubman in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably don't know that, Harriet Tubman underwent brain surgery with no anesthesia. She just chewed on a bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll tell you something, but you gotta go deep, man. You gotta study. Harriet Tubman, somebody who gonna get her freedom and come back and go. And what? Gangster! Y'all boy not gangster on the block. Harriet Tubman is gangster. You know what I'm saying? Ida B. Wells is gangster. In the heart climax of lynching society, Ida B. Wells challenged the whole government, bro. Ida B. Wells had to flee because they burned down her journalism, you know, the center, wherever she been working from. They burned that thing down, man. They say, if you ever come back here, I'm gonna kill you. And this is the 1800s. This way, you know, it been real. And she was like, no, bruh, I'm talking. I'm not shutting up. I'm reporting. I'm going to the top of the government. Like, y'all gonna stop lynching us. That's gangster. You can shoot somebody that live 5 blocks from you and you think you gangster. You not, bro. You not gangster. Y'all boys not gangster. Ida B. Wells is gangster. Assata Shakur is gangster. Right here. You talk about gangster? Read her autobiography. And even though she a gangster because she fought for her black civil rights, she cared about her people so much that she would not let the system keep her down. But she is a sweet lady. She's an artist. Read her autobiography. I beg of you. Please read her autobiography. Assata Shakur is a sweetheart. And she's, you know, as far as I know, still in Cuba. She's been exiled from America. Man, we got so many beautiful scholars. I kind of talked about John Henrik Clarke in season 1, episode 4. Remember Who You Are. You can watch on YouTube, or you can watch on my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know, I chopped up the clips. John Henrik Clarke is someone I'm new to learning, but I already can feel it, man. He's whew. And the next person is for the Low Country, where I'm from, my Gullah Geechee people, Septima Clark. You know, now that I have learned a little bit about her, I'm just so ashamed of the public education system. Like, we from the Low Country. We came up through the public education system. Why don't we know about Septima Clark? You know, when you think about the civil rights movement, pretty much non-debatable, everybody number one is Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's who they really teach us about. But in his own words, he said, Gullah Geechee native Septima Clark is the queen mother of the movement. That's how much she was getting down in the civil rights era. You feel me? And they don't even teach us that in our hood. Like, wow, bro. You got to study her. You got to study Toussaint Louverture. I don't know if I pronounced his name right, and I apologize if I didn't. Toussaint was a general in Haiti in the late 1700s, the Haitian Revolution. How many times they teach you about that in your middle school? 0. That was the only major slave revolution that's documented, that was successful. They don't teach you about Toussaint. The French came and them Haitians kicked their ass and they went back to France. They don't teach you about Toussaint. And the last person is somebody that I also need to study more. His name is Thomas Sankara. He was a leader out of the West African region with Pan-African beliefs, and he just fought the system. He fought the government until they assassinated his ass. And, somebody that I follow and interact on Twitter, she's based in London, and Thomas Sankara is real important to her, and she's somebody that I kind of made a connection with, and now she's important to me. So because he's important to her, I need to learn more about him, because the little that I do know, like, he was the people's champ, like something that I aspire to be for the people. The people love him, and the government set up a coup d'etat. A coup d'etat is just basically like a setup. They set cuz up, like they literally infiltrated him, put a spy in his ranks, and killed him. Just because he wanted liberation for his people. Like, it's real out here, and we need to know about this. They don't teach us this, man. But I'm here now. And we have scholars that have paved the way for us. And whatever you need, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up. Real Talk TV Season 1, Episode 7 is in the books. Remember Who You Are, Part 2. Peace. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all know how we end this. Namaste. Ashe. Yeah.